Okay, I can't replicate this issue, but I fixed it. There's probably another option. I could have just changed the materials themselves at runtime, but I'm not sure if you can. Assuming you can't, before I used materials, I made them translucent, and I put the opacity at 0.5 when the spell was on cooldown. That would make the spell page fade a little bit. That way, freeze, when you cast it, would be faded a bit, and you could tell, obviously, that your spell has been casted and it is on cooldown, and you can't cast it again. And that was working. The problem was, I didn't notice there was a bug happening. Not only was it being transparent, you could see a little bit through it, or I guess translucent, but because the material was transparent, for some reason, actually, you could see through the pages all the time. I think I have to restart the game to replicate that. I'm not super sure. The point is I fixed it. Basically, you would be seeing freeze right now through Fireball, but through some angles, you could still see a little bit of Fireball, like the edges, and at certain parts of the animation, certain angles. And I think it's because somehow the texture's normals get wonky whenever you put it in transparent mode. I've seen some similar-ish issues online that people kind of gave up on. So I said, okay, well, what's an alternative to doing this? It seems like when I change the material back to opaque, it's completely fixed. So I can't use translucent or transparent. I tried using other things, no luck. So what do? Instead, I just created alternative materials, which sure is kind of duplicating effort, and maybe you're able to change materials at runtime, change them themselves. I just made a separate version for all spells except one, because light doesn't have a cooldown, to make them grayscale. So now, and I got rid of the dynamic material instances because no longer do we need to change parameters inside our materials at runtime. So instead of getting a dynamic material, we're just getting material. I added to our data table struct a cooldown material for each spell. That way it has the regular page material and the cooldown page material. We go and find that page, or that we find that spell in the spells the book has. And if it's found, we'll get it and we'll check, is it on cooldown? If it is, use the cooldown material. If not, use the regular material. Select the correct one and return it. That lets us get the updated material. Whenever we want to move a page around, we want to make sure the material is correct because we're going to the next page, we need to update the material. If we're changing whether a spell is on cooldown or not, we also want to update that material too to be whether it's on cooldown or not. So the end result. Oh, I also added the logic in the player. If it, oh god, I hate that it keeps crashing sometimes. We cast a spell, we get the info from it, we check to see if we can cast a spell, and then we begin the spell cooldown. That starts a timer. When the cooldown is done, then the spell is castable again, and the cooldown page reverts to normal. I also added another part so that in the can cast spell logic, we check two things. One, does the book have the spell that we're casting? But two, is the spell not on cooldown? Because if it is on cooldown, we don't want to cast it. We can't cast it. So, do we have it? And is it not on cooldown? Cool. Spell casts. Example. Yo. Freeze. Check that, huh? Okay, it's a little wonky right now, but alright, magic missile. Okay, sometimes it bugs out, sometimes it doesn't. I'll try to fix that tomorrow because it was looking good earlier. Let's see. Lightning bolt. Recover. Okay, see, it shouldn't be doing the pixelating thing. I'm not super sure. It was working earlier. I might have fucked with something and it's just temporarily causing it now. Recover. See? So you can heal like that. There's a little cooldown. It comes back. And I could do, like, in this case, it's not going to heal me. Recover. I tried to cast it. In that case, I'll probably make it... Well, fuck it. I guess you can waste it, maybe. Maybe. Or maybe it only uses it when you actually do the healing. Maybe. I'm not super sure. I'll have to look at that. But, like, invisibility. Okay? So we're now invis. And then the spell's back. And I need to match these because right now the cooldown doesn't match the duration of some of the spells. Like Fireball. I can go all the way to the first page and it's used. We can do Freeze. Magic Missile. Fireball. It updates live. Recover. Okay, so now it's good. Like, I don't know if it was just wonky in the beginning or what, but the materials are smooth now. It works. Also, we can't duplicate it. Here we go. Freeze. 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 Now it works. See? So you have to actually have it out of cooldown. But you don't have to be on the same page. Freeze. 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 See? Now it's on cooldown. But the point is that this is a visual representation, and you're still locked to what the spells are in the book. So spells now have cooldowns. Spells now have a visual representation. That's it, right? Visual representation, and they're locked to the cooldown in the book. Sick. Next, I need to add first-person animations and make the book so that you're always holding it, and then you can always press your buttons to flip pages and do whatever. So like different spells here. Fire Blast. Oh my god, it's loud. Freeze. See? So it's used. Now it's back. And it was already back because the cooldown, I think I changed cooldowns for some things. Like shield. Lightning bolt. Like that. So, I'll mess around with making it be smooth. What is happening with the indexes? What happened here? Can cast spell? I'm not sure what the issue is there. Tried to do with -1? I mean, if you try to access this with -1, is the point that instead of accessing it with the last, so instead of trying to access 18, it just did -1 because the size is 19? Something like that? I'm not sure, but whatever. Okay, I was getting it seemed like it was seamless earlier, so I'm just going to discard all these changes. But yeah, I mean, seems like all that. Wait, why does it not? Do I actually have to do that? I didn't think I had to. But the last commit was that spells can only now be cast when not on cooldown. So we have a visual representation, and the spells are locked to a cooldown. Tomorrow I'm going to play around with that to make sure it's seamless. Maybe I have to re-add the dynamic memory or the dynamic material because I didn't see any issues there, but I'm not sure. And then what else do I have to do? I have to add the first person animation so that you always see the book and the book is always with you. And then I need to add like picking up spells and dropping spells. So you press G or something and you can drop the current spell. If it's an optional spell or maybe something like that. I'm not super sure. And fuck it, you can drop all your spells, give to your boys, and your boys have extra spells to cast or something like that. And then... But then, yeah, and then it adds it to the book, and then their book gets bigger. And then I need to check to make sure that array safety works. I'll check all the spells tomorrow, but more validation. But, big progress, I'll take it. Spellbook works. Spellbook restricts you to the spells. It has cooldowns. It's visual. Good, good, good.